こんにちは皆さん、お元気ですか? Hello, how are you? Today, anime video number 28 and we're going to learn about Japanese music. Last week, in number 27 of anime video, I talked about the classical music and the related relation with anime. And today is Japanese music. And there are some ways to say Japanese music.For example, 日本の音楽. Do you remember 音楽? This is music. So 日本の音楽. So this is Japanese music. And also we can say 邦楽. 邦楽. With this 漢字. 邦楽 this also means Japanese music. This word 雅楽. 雅楽. This is just one of the Japanese music. So one class of Japanese music. Gagaku. Gaku, this comes from the ongaku, music. And literally, ga, this means elegant. So elegant music, gagaku. But this is only the imperial court music. Gagaku is imperial court music and dances. Literally means elegant music. It's a type of Japanese classical music, and it is a musical art that was created by the fusion of music brought to Japan from continental Asia and Japanese original music and dance. It was developed as court music of the Kyoto Imperial Palace, and the almost same format today was established in the Heian period around the 10th century. Today, it is performed by the Board of Ceremonies in the Tokyo Imperial Palace. Gagaku consists of three primary repertoires. 1. Native Shinto religious music and imperial songs and dance. Number 2. Vocal music based on native folk poetry. And 3. Songs and dance based on foreign style music, for example from China and from Korea. In the beginning, I told you there are several ways to say Japanese music. So the other one, wagaku. Well, this gaku, this comes from ongaku, music, ongaku, gaku. And this wa, and this kanji, it's quite easy to write. No from katakana, like no, and ki from the kanji. Ki is the tree. And altogether, this one, no and ki, we say nogi hen, the part of the kanji, nogi hen. And here, the right part is from ro, ro from katakana, ro, rarirure, ro. And also we can pronounce this one is also the kanji kuchi, the mouth, kuchi. And all together we say wa. Wa means Japan, Japanese, some Japanese, or harmony. So wagaku, Japanese music, wagaku. And the second one, wafuku. Fuku is the clothes. So wafuku is Japanese clothes. That is like the synonym of kimono, wafuku. And the last one, shoku. That comes from the tabemasu, no ta. Tabemasu, it means to eat. To eat. And also we can pronounce shoku. So washoku, Japanese dish, Japanese food. It is like we can say washoku or nihonshoku. This is Japanese cuisine, Japanese dish, washoku. So wagaku, this is also Japanese music, wagaku. Wagaki, wagaki. So you know this wa, it means Japan or Japanese. And gakki, this gak, it comes from the music. and ki, instrument. So only without this wa, gakki, this is musical instrument. Music instruments. Wagakki, Japanese music instruments. Today we're going to learn some wagakki. Taiko or wadaiko. Well, wa, this is Japanese. So taiko, you can say wadaiko or only taiko. And this is Japanese drums. Wadaiko or taiko. And these are used in spectacular performance. For example, I've got 2 DVDs. This is Wadaiko Spectacular. And this one too. And they are so cool. Taiko are a broad range of Japanese percussion instruments. In Japanese, the term refers to any kind of drum, but outside Japan, it is used specifically to refer to any of the various Japanese drums called wadaiko. And taiko is used in many Japanese festivals, Japanese traditional festivals, for example, Bon Odori, Bon Festival, with a traditional Japanese dance. And taiko weighs a lot. It's between 295 kilo and 310 kilograms. A number of performers and groups, including several early leaders, have been recognized for their contributions to taiko performance. Daihachi Oguchi was best known for developing kumi taiko performance. Oguchi founded the first kumi taiko group called Osuwa Daiko in 1951 and facilitated the popularization of taiko performance groups in Japan. Shakuhachi. Shakuhachi. This is other Japanese musical instrument. Shakuhachi. Shakuhachi. This is like a flute. My cat is now 16 years old. She's a little bit, she's grandmother, but she is still healthy. So now just she turned to be 16 years old. Shakuhachi is a Japanese and ancient Chinese longitudinal and blown flute that is made of bamboo. At first, it came from China in the 7th century and died out in the 10th century. After a long period, the other shakuhachi was developed in the 15th century, and then in the 16th century, the new shakuhachi was developed in Japan and flourished in the 18th century during the Edo period. At first, shakuhachi was used in gagaku music, but now, from the Edo period, that was used by Buddhist monks for the meditation, for blowing meditation. Koto, or we can say okoto with respect. Okoto, this is other Japanese musical instrument. And in the end of my video, there's a screen with the music. Drone. Have you heard it? This is the sound of koto. Koto sound. The koto is a Japanese plucked half-tube sitar instrument and the national instrument of Japan. It is derived from the Chinese instrument. The most common type uses 13 strings strung over movable bridges used for tuning. Different pieces possibly requiring different tunings.
17-string koto are also common and act as bass in ensembles. Koto strings are generally plucked using 3-finger picks, worn on the first 3 fingers of the right hand. Nowadays, koto music is not only for the traditional Japanese music. The current generation of koto players are finding places for the koto in today's jazz fusion, experimental music, and even pop music using koto.
The first anime that I'm gonna talk about is Kono oto tomare. Kono oto, it means this sound. Tomare, stop. Kono oto tomare. At first, there was the manga series, and that was the great success. So in 2019, this became an anime series, Kono oto tomare. And this anime is about the koto music. Koto music. Because this is about high school students, they belong to Koto Club. In Japan, there are lots of clubs in high school, and it's very interesting. And here in Koto Club, there's some students, and they are all from the different background. And there was, for example, one just like a little bit like a delinquent. But anyway, a little by little, this is the story about a high school life, daily life, and also about the friendship. And they try to get together because they've got a dream. So little by little, many things happened, but they want to win the Japanese national competition of koto in the high school competitions in the many high schools all over Japan. So they practice, and it's a very heartwarming story. Tsugaru shamisen. Well, or only shamisen, because shamisen is whole shamisen. Tsugaru shamisen is just one type of shamisen. So now shamisen from here, 3, mi is like a flavor, sen, line. We call shamisen. This is like a guitar, Japanese guitar, but why we say shamisen? Because there are only 3 strings, not like a guitar, Occidental guitar, but shamisen, only three strings. And Tsugaru, this is the place name. In the north part of Japan, there's a city called Tsugaru. So Tsugaru shamisen.
The shamisen can be played solo or with other shamisen in ensembles with other Japanese instruments, with singing, or as an accompaniment to drama, notably kabuki and bunraku. Both men and women traditionally played the shamisen. The most famous and perhaps the most demanding one is the narration style, and that is heavily involved in the bunraku puppet theater tradition. Tsugaru shamisen refers to both the Japanese genre of shamisen music originating from Tsugaru Peninsula in present-day Aomori Prefecture, and the instrument it is performed with. It is performed throughout Japan, though association with the Tsugaru remains strong. Tsugaru shamisen is considered the most recognized genre of shamisen music and has enjoyed multiple periods of popularity in Japan.
Actually, I've got 2 DVDs about Tsugaru shamisen played by Yoshida brothers. They are very famous and they play so cool. 2 young boys, and they play Tsugaru Shamisen. The next anime is Mashiro no Oto. Mashiro no Oto. In English title is Those Snow White Notes. Oto, this is the sound. Mashiro, well, because shiro is white. Mashiro, like snow white, very, very white. And also the main character's name is Setsu, this 16-year-old Setsu. Setsu, it is written, is like a snow, yuki. And this was the manga. The manga was from 2010 and still going on. And anime is 2021年4月2021年4月 April 2021. So just now it's going on in Japan. So it has just begun now. This Mashiro no Oto, this is about Tsugaru Shamisen, because Setsu had grandfather and he was a great master of Tsugaru Shamisen. But he died, and this 16-year-old Setsu goes to Japan to find his own sound. So he wants to discover his sound. So he goes to Tokyo, and many things will happen. And here in this Mashiro no Oto, the music is supervised by Yoshida brothers. Nowadays, Japanese traditional music, it's so famous. For example, like a Yoshida family with Tsugaru Shamisen, and also Taiko. And there are lots of performance with a very, very good Taiko. And also this one, this is not anime, but the musical group, Wagakki Bando. Wagakki Bando. Have you ever heard of them? Wagakki, Japanese traditional musical instrument. Bando, this is band, like a rock band. Wagakki, this is a Japanese group, and they play the music like a rock, but with Japanese style, Japanese traditional musical instrument. So it's like a fusion, and this is so cool. Wagakki Bando. And one of the very famous song is Sembon Zakura. Well, sen, this is the 1,000. Bon, this is the way how to count that long things. In this case, we count sakura. Sakura is a cherry blossom trees. So 10,000 cherry blossom trees. This is Sembon Zakura. And this is very famous and so cool. So I'm gonna put the link below in the description, so you can listen to this beautiful music, so cool music. And I hope you can watch some drum performed, or maybe you can hear this Tsugaru Shamisen like this. So it's so famous now. Today I talked a lot about Nihon no ongaku, Japanese music. And today it's like a traditional Japanese music, but it's with the fusion with the modern days, the modern rock, or in some animes about Japanese traditional music. Did you like this video? If so, please give me a like, and if you share my videos with your friends, that will help me a lot. If you have any suggestions, you can write me under the commentary. 今日もここまで見てくださって本当にどうもありがとうございます。ぜひチャンネル登録といいねボタン、そして私のビデオをお友達とシェアしていただけたらとても助かります。ぜひお願いいたします。ではまた会いましょう。じゃあね、バイバイ。